There's one video that every business owner I've ever worked with initially refuses to make. When I bring it up, they get uncomfortable. They change the subject. They tell me they'll think about it. And it's the video that consistently closes more clients than anything else that they can produce. I call it the Skeptic video. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what it is and why you need to make it immediately. Come with me. So here's something most business owners don't want to sit with. Your prospect is skeptical of you before you've said a single word. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because someone else did. They hired a coach who overpromised and underdelivered. They worked with a financial advisor that prioritized commissions over their interests. Or they brought in an IT company that disappeared after the contract was signed. They trusted someone in your industry or someone adjacent to it, and they got burned. So when they find you, they want to believe. They've watched your videos, they like your content, but there's a voice in the back of their head asking, is this one different? Or is this just better marketing? So the Skeptic video addresses that voice directly. It says out loud what your prospect is thinking, but will never say to your face. It sounds like this. If you're wondering whether this is just another consultant who's going to charge you a fortune and disappear, I get it. Because that happens all the time in this industry. And here's how what we do is fundamentally different. That's it. You're not defending yourself. You're not listing your credentials. You're acknowledging the doubt and showing why it doesn't apply here. Why does this work so well? Well, because according to Wyzowl's 2026 data, 89% of consumers say that video quality directly impacts their trust in a brand. And trust isn't just about production value, it's about whether you're willing to address the elephant in the room. When you make a Skeptic video, you demonstrate something most that your competitors never will. Radical honesty. You're saying, I know you've been burned before and I understand why you're cautious. That single act of empathy does more for trust than 100 testimonials. So, if it's so powerful, why does everyone resist it? Well, because it feels vulnerable. It feels like you're inviting criticism. It feels like you're acknowledging weaknesses in your industry. And by extension, maybe in yourself. But here's the truth. Your prospect already has those doubts. They're already thinking those things. The only question is whether you address them proactively, on your terms, in your words, with your explanation, or whether you will let those doubts fester in silence until they kill the deal. Listen, I have watched this happen more times than I can count. A prospect who seemed excited suddenly goes quiet. A discovery call that felt great never turns into a signed contract. A referral that should have been a layup disappears without explanation. In most of those cases, the prospect had an unspoken objection that nobody addressed. The Skeptic video is your insurance policy against that silence. So here's the structure that works. Start with the objection. Name it clearly and without flinching. Then validate it. Show that you understand why they feel that way. And then explain specifically, concretely, what do you do differently and why? And finally, offer proof. Not claims, not promise, a real client testimonial that demonstrates the difference, for example. And remember, Always interview your clients on camera for those testimonials, in person or remotely. Never ask them to self-record. The authenticity of an interview testimonial, it is exactly what makes this whole thing work. So the Skeptic video doesn't just address doubt. It directly addresses the doubt that your prospects carry before they even met you. It's the video that nobody wants to make. And it closes more clients than anything else that you'll ever record. Remember that. That's it for today. So before you go, please don't forget to give us a like or leave a comment. And if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to our channel to stay informed about everything related to video for business. See you in the next video line.